Hello.
タスクダイバー2コンロンレイド。
柱に触れると災いが現れるとは。
逃がすものか。いや、飛ばすよ。
ここでエネルギーを吸収してるのか。まずはこいつらをなんとかしないとな。
体が痛いし、何度やっても面倒だな。
俺に限界はないぜ。
It's just about time to start, so I'm setting up my characters so I can play this again, and then we'll look at whatever stuff they're gonna show that I probably won't like because I'm a old boomer. Very specific interests like aren't gonna be revealed today. There's a rumor there might be a Bayonetta 3 demo today. I would be down for that, of course, but expecting anything. I try to not expect anything. That's how I usually go into these. Expect nothing, you can't be disappointed. Very overrated saying, but in this case, it's definitely true. I expect like everything ever made to be announced. It's like, nah, you should probably temper your expectations a little bit. All right, we'll play some of that after the direct if I have any IRL stamina. Let's go ahead and get started here. Just gotta put another tab open so I can play other shit. Hold on, a little late here. Just like just barely woke up in time. That one. Come on, I have to have one of these sources. There we go. Alright, let me go ahead and refresh it.
Four realms surrounding a holy land at its center. 1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with the fell dragon. We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us, heroes known as emblems. With them, the warriors of our nations fought as one. In the end, we were victorious in defeating and imprisoning the fell dragon. In the years since, our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
That is the most anime protagonist. They look more anime than a Tails protagonist. Oh man, he's got a freaking transformation. He's the guy from Smash Brothers. He's like the only one that I know.
You're awake!
The ones that are in Melee.
You're really awake, yeah?
1,000 years? That's how long I've been asleep.
What are those horrible things?
If I may, you are a divine dragon, a member of a royal family of dragons revered as deities.
The war. The fell dragon. I feel like I can almost remember.
Yo, martial arts.
I've had my eye on you.
The ring.
Wasn't it a pretty big deal
Mark,
that they added
right.
martial arts in the houses?
Sigurd, leave it to
It's
me.
essentially like a whole new class, like a weapon triangle.
It is rather
It's like
quiet,
pretty,
I know,
Pretty big deal for them
but
to
it
do
will
that.
liven up as we gain allies.
I don't know how good they were, but it's
The
interesting.
time has come. Now, as one.
Not really easy to add a different weapon
Engage!
to Fire Emblem, the way the mechanics work.
One strike will decide it all.
Please grant me your strength.
Headshot.
She asked me to gather all of the rings and bring peace back to Elios.
So they're basically doing Ultraman. We're doing Ultraman with Fire Emblem. So
Hello,
Ultraman-
everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide for today's
Ultraman has
Nintendo
kind of
Direct.
been
What you
last
just
couple
saw was
seasons,
the latest
they've been
installment of the
doing
Fire Emblem
anniversary
series,
stuff.
Fire Emblem Engage. In addition to the standard version, we'll also be releasing the
You, like,
Fire
call on
Emblem
the powers
Engage
of
Divine
past
Edition
heroes.
containing collectible items.
doing cool shit.
Please look forward to more information about this game in the future. Let's take a look at our first batch of headlines.
It takes two to tango. Cody and May's relationship is on the rocks. But it gets even tougher when they're turned into dolls. To get their bodies back, they'll brave an onslaught of challenges where working together is the only way forward. Team up and cooperate with a friend in this critically acclaimed two-player platforming adventure. Even the bumpiest road can be traveled with someone by your side. Venture through fantastical worlds filled with challenging experiences around every corner. In addition to single system play, the game can also be played on 2 systems via local wireless or online with a pal via the free Friends Pass. Help Cody and May return to normal. With a partner, of course. It Takes Two launches on the Nintendo Switch system November 4th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. The forbidden story begins.
帰ってくるの陽月と
After mysteriously vanishing as a child, Ruka Minazuki visits an abandoned hospital in search of her lost memories. Use the camera obscura to repel evil spirits and uncover the memories that were sealed away. A dark curse looms near. What ancient rituals will be revealed? Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse launches for the first time in the West on Nintendo Switch next year. There's a new hero who looks mechanical? Introducing Wave 2 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass for the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game. This is Ino, a new hero. She appears to be, mechanical? Complete her quest to have her join your party, expanding your options for classes and battle strategies. Challenge battles will also be added. Test your mettle in consecutive battles against tough enemies. Defeat all enemy waves to earn rewards. Challenge even stronger enemies to earn valuable accessories and special outfits.
We'll see more games. That kind of post-launch content. It's like
more hero and gameplay additions will arrive in Wave 3.
Expand the story.
Wave 2 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass launches on Nintendo Switch October 13th.
I like that that's happening. I think it's better than...
Get drawn into these Nintendo Switch games.
You're going to enjoy if you like the story.
Nautical nonsense begins when SpongeBob
once.
And Patrick make a wish that unravels the very fabric of the universe. In this 3D platforming adventure, you'll travel through portals to 7 outlandish wish worlds, like prehistoric kelp forests and Wild West jellyfish fields. Explore using all sorts of wacky moves, don over 30 fantastic cosmic costumes, and meet your favorite Bikini Bottom residents from the TV series, voiced by their original actors. That's it! Soak up SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake, launching on Nintendo Switch next year. You're already fit?
Is this what I think it is?
With familiar characters from Fist of the North Star. They'll be your instructors in exercise mode, leading you through various boxing drills. Defeat as many enemies as you can with just your fists in battle mode. Or take on rivals in boss battles, including Jaggy. Fitness Boxing, Fist of the North Star, launches on Nintendo Switch March 2023. This ain't your uncle's dodgeball.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever you can at opponents in this hilariously hard-hitting party game. Embrace the absurdity of frantic minigames, each one featuring ridiculous rules in madcap arenas. Customize your character from head to toe with hundreds of accessories. Plus, challenge up to 6 friends and frenemies in local and online play. They won't even know what hit them. Oddballers launches on Nintendo Switch early next year.
A couple years ago, they had like nothing
ashore on a ruined island. Brave the unknown in this isometric action-adventure game. Your only clue here is the manual. Traverse the island's interconnected realms to retrieve its missing pages.
Probably a lot of the younger folks
dangerous traps and even more dangerous monsters lurk around every corner.
Really want anything else. Yeah,
what long-lost
people get a
secrets
little
will
bit
the island
unrealistic
reveal? Tunic launches on the
expect from
Nintendo
these.
Switch system September 27th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
They're not
New
going to
intel
announce
has
every video
arrived
game
for
ever
these
made.
Front Mission remakes. Full remakes of 2 Front Mission games are storming in. In Front Mission 1 Remake, you'll pilot giant machines called Bonzers in tactical turn-based combat. As you progress, you'll obtain skills that can help you gain the upper hand against opponents. You can also test your mettle at the Coliseum. Continue the battle in the sequel, previously unreleased outside of Japan. Take advantage of additional features like more terrain effects, weapon and armor attributes, and over 80 new skills added from the first game. Front Mission 1 Remake launches on Nintendo Switch this November. Front Mission 2 Remake will launch on Nintendo Switch next year. And in the future, a remake of Front Mission 3 will also launch on Nintendo Switch.
Why can't Tails get this kind of love, man?
It's a wonderful life for a new
Why can't
generation.
Tails get that kind of love, man? Like, here's these
After nearly
old-ass
20
games.
years, a beloved farming
We
experience
haven't been able
is
to play
reborn.
legally for, like, eons.
Welcome
Yeah,
back
we're just gonna
to
remake
Forgotten
3 of
Valley.
them.
Here, you'll manage a farm passed down to you by your father. Restore and
Clip said it
expand your
best.
farm
You see,
as you
like,
nurture crops,
Shit like that. get
care for your
such good
friendly
treatment,
animals, and
Tails
help the
just
land flourish.
nothing. It gets demoralizing after a while. I'm not
Befriend the
gonna lie.
townsfolk while you're out and about in the valley.
Yeah, tell people to play those games. It's like, yeah, you gotta go
You
download
might
a
even
ROM
meet
and
your
an
future
emulator.
partner
You need to have a
and
decent
start a
computer.
family. In this installment, those around you will grow older as time goes on. Their appearances will change over the years. Your child will also choose their career based on how you raise them. An especially wonderful farm life in Forgotten Valley lies ahead.
Don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up,
Story
Keo.
of Seasons, A Wonderful Life launches on Nintendo Switch, summer 2023.
That is not a safe bet. Tails to get anything. I would not even bet like 99 cents on Tails getting any kind of representation or preservation of his legacy. I'd be shocked. Namco doesn't care.
The first post-launch Splatfest for Splatoon 3 has been confirmed. Here's the theme. What would you bring to a deserted island? Gear, grub, or fun? So many incredible possibilities. Which team will you join? And more free updates are planned for Splatoon 3. Be on the lookout for more info in the future.
So, Squids, what did you think? What would you bring to a deserted island? As for me, I've already decided. I hope you'll all participate as well. Next, please take a look at this.
Introducing a brand new game in the Octopath Traveler series. 8 new travelers embark on a journey through the land of Celestia.
With that, we could realize a world without conflict, without bloodshed.
I'm going to become a
Wait,
star
the world
and
is
bring
called
smiles to people's
Celestia?
faces, just like Mama.
I'm hitting the road. I'll be back once I eliminate that devil called
Namco should
poverty
sue.
from the world.
The man who took everything from me
They should sue.
die by my hand.
That's what the other world is called in Tales of Eternia.
The stench of
Celestia, Inferia, and Celestia.
Doubt is what I do.
Leave the hunting to me. You'll have all the tasty meat you want. I need to rediscover who I am.
Explore a wide world set in a bustling era. Each traveler's path action differs between day and night.
Our Lord knows well the ways of the world.
What will happen when their
Some people
paths
didn't like this
intertwine?
game. I thought it looked nice. I'm not really
And what adventures await them in this new world?
they have an educated opinion on it. Maybe it's just didn't seem to like
The
it.
8 travelers each have their own story to tell. Where will their journeys lead them and you?
Well, the boss is actually
Octopath Traveler 2 launches on Nintendo Switch
That was one
February
thing that kinda
24th,
was weird to me.
2023.
like the
What you just saw was Octopath Traveler 2 from Square Enix.
bosses were like old school Final Fantasy to a fault. Where, like, they
Please
didn't
look
move.
forward to the journeys of
Just kinda
8 new
blinked.
heroes.
Looks like they improved that.
Let's
in the
see
sequel.
some more
Probably
headlines.
got a lot of complaints about that. And this is pretty much just how Final Fantasy always was.
A magical home
16-bit,
is waiting
16-bit
for
era.
you.
They just kind of would blink at you.
Welcome to your new fairy tale life in Fae Farm. Cultivate your homestead and forge everlasting friendships in this farm simulation RPG. Discover magical spells to grow crops. Face off against mischievous foes. And explore the enchanted realms of Azoria. Along the way, you'll befriend a lively cast of characters who call this island their home. Tend and grow your fairy tale farmstead solo or together with up to 4 players in local or online multiplayer. By gathering resources and crafting items, you'll be able to customize your home and enjoy this mesmerizing adventure even more. As the seasons change, new spellbinding surprises can be unlocked that'll help you restore Azoria to its natural splendor. Magic awaits in Fae Farm, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch spring 2023. It's a musical blast from the past.
Oh, that game is coming back.
Celebrate the 35th anniversary of the Final Fantasy series with the latest theater rhythm game. Enjoy iconic songs like One Winged Angel, Torn from the Heavens, Suteki Dane, and more. There are 385 songs total. Songs are categorized by game, so you can play each stage while experiencing the series through the music. In addition, 2 players locally can complete stages in pair style, while up to 4 players can battle to the beat in online multi-battle. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line begins its symphony on the Nintendo Switch system February 16th, 2023. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. After the game's launch, paid DLC songs from the Saga series, Nier series, Octopath Traveler, Live Alive, and more will be released. That's 90 additional songs. Plus, editions containing a season pass and 27 extra songs, including Melodies of Life, will be available. A cosmic adventure is just around the corner. Blast off on an adventure of galactic proportions with Mario and the
Oh
Rabbit.
yeah, if you're actually like paying full attention to
dive
this, I
into
recommend not
exploration.
doing that.
Freely roam through all sorts of
Get a
wondrous
game on
worlds,
the
each
second
one
monitor or
jam-packed
something.
with discovery.
I'm playing PGR right now. I'm like, I look up from
Find
PGR
coins.
if
Unlock
I see
hidden
something I
paths,
might like. I don't really
and help out the
don't
locals
give
with
this
their
my
troubles.
undivided attention. That makes people more disappointed. They're like glued to the screen like that.
At shops, you can get items that'll come
your
in handy
homework
during
or
battles. After each
some
quest
shit
or
like
battle,
that.
your team will earn rewards and get stronger. Sparks
Do your
are here to
homework,
lend a
check your
helping
email,
hand. Recruit up to
something
30
like that,
different
and if they have
Sparks,
something you
each
like,
with their
then
own special
look out.
powers and skills. They can help spark a decisive victory.
Doesn't matter how
Can Mario and the Rabbids put an end to the
what
darkness?
your taste in games is.
Mario
or-
Plus Rabbids
gonna have a
Sparks
lot
of
of stuff
Hope
that you
launches on
don't care
Nintendo
about.
Switch October 20th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
Worth undivided
A
attention.
gold edition can also be pre-ordered, containing the base game, weapon skins, and a season pass. Restore peace between humans and monsters. Rune Factory 3 returns on Nintendo Switch. Take a break from quests to chat with the locals, cultivate crops, and care for monsters, among other relaxing activities. You can also transform into a monster? Your abilities in battle and conversations with the locals will vary depending on your form. Your choices will also cause different events to occur. Plus, a brand new mode has been added to help you enjoy more quality time
it
with
gets
your
demoralizing.
in-game
It
spouse.
really does.
Rune Factory 3 Special launches on Nintendo
I
Switch
try to be
next
positive,
year.
but you see all this stuff get ported, and Tails just gets those sloppy seconds.
Plus, a new Rune
It gets
Factory series will
demoralizing.
launch in
It
the
does.
future. More Nintendo 64 games are on the way. Pilot Wings 64. Mario Party. Mario Party 2. Mario Party 3. Pokémon Stadium. Pokémon Stadium 2. 1080 snowboarding. Excite Bike 64. These games will gradually be added in the future.
it takes them.
You can play a
It takes
selection
them
of
like a
Nintendo
year
64 games
to add
and
ROMs.
enjoy many more gaming benefits.
They're
with an
literally
active
just
Nintendo
ROMs, like-
Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership.
I feel like the emulation
and
scene.
there's one more game we should mention.
They like to brandish their e-peens about being able to emulate stuff for free, but when Nintendo puts in that little effort, it's like, yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. Like, you can play these games on a phone with, like, mods and shit, so...
Why not mix things
Or
up
the
with
emulation's
these
not great
Nintendo
either.
Switch games? Live your best life on the newly discovered continent of Antuisia in this immersive RPG. Perform over 100 types of daily
takes-
tasks to build
they're saying-
character
they're
and
saying
deepen your
to add, like,
relationships with the locals.
7 more ROMs
In
to their
doing
service,
so,
it
you'll
takes,
gain
like,
access to different
10
job
months.
classes and abilities.
Like, why does it take
A
so
grand
long?
adventure into the unknown awaits.
Like, I just don't follow, like...
Various Day Life launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
It takes ages to add like 3
A
games.
malfunction
They're
causes
just
you to
ROMs,
crash
like,
land on a
the
strange
ROMs
planet.
in an emulator, they
Build
don't
a
even
new
like
rocket from scratch in
improve
this
the frame
management
rate or
sim
do any
game.
kind of quality of life changes at all.
Scour
Like,
the planet for materials. Then build machines to refine them into various resources.
pretty crappy deal when you
Eventually,
consider
you'll construct multiple
stuff like
production
the Mega
lines
Man
like
Zero
these.
collection, which is like
But the planet's creatures
Yeah,
will
it's
attack,
ROMs in an emulator,
so keep them at
but,
bay. Factorio launches on Nintendo Switch October 28th.
they actually put a lot of effort into it to make it like legit the best way
A
to play
young
those
girl
games.
named Ib
That's
visits
worth
an
30
art
bucks,
museum with her
in my
parents
opinion.
in this 2D exploration
Just ROMs in
adventure.
an emulator.
She
with, like,
wanders
less
through a
features,
busy gallery by the
less
artist
control over it.
Huertena until
I think that's pretty
one
crappy.
particular piece draws her in. Will she be able to safely
Creepypasta.
return to her own world? Every decision affects her fate in Ib. Launching on Nintendo Switch Spring 2023. Mario Strikers Battle League, where 8 players locally on one system can get gritty, is getting a second free update. Joining the roster are Pauline, a physical powerhouse with fast movements and strong tackles. And Diddy Kong, a midfield speedster with dazzling techniques and high pass accuracy. Plus, more gear and another stadium are being added. The second free update launches this month. The final summer begins.
とある予感がした。どこまでも眩しくて想像しいあの夏が始まる。そんな予感が。
When strange islands suddenly appear, Ryza and friends set sail to investigate in order to protect their homeland from impending danger. Sprawling landscapes set the stage for your adventure. Freely explore this vast world and forge your own path in this charming RPG. 11 heroes from all walks of life will join your party. During battle, work with your allies to activate various skills, which can be swapped out when needed. Teamwork is paramount after all. New features are also in store. The keys to this lively adventure are in your hands. Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key launches on the Nintendo Switch system February 24th, 2023. Wave 3 is on the way. Here's a sneak peek at 2 courses racing into Wave 3. Merry Mountain from Mario Kart Tour.
One thing about the Mario Kart DLC,
Peach Gardens from Mario Kart DS.
Just rip tracks from the mobile game, which is, you know, service game designed to keep you playing and spend money.
Wave 3 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game launches this holiday.
One-time purchase.
Active Nintendo
DLC
Switch Online Plus
Pass.
expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC
Isn't that
at no
kinda weird
additional
to you?
cost. The DLC
Like,
can
there's a
also be
reason why
purchased on its own.
Most things don't do that.
How was that?
They want you to keep playing the game
Next,
and
we
spending
have some
money.
news to share about Nintendo
No,
Switch
here's
Sports.
the content from that.
In the next
For a
free
fixed
update,
rate.
golf will be added.
There's no microtransactions really. Strange.
Of course, you can play these locally. Additionally, up to 8 players online can play at the same time on the same course in survival golf. Those with the most strokes will be out. We previously announced that the update would release this fall. However, we'd like a bit more time for development, so the update is now planned for this holiday. Please wait just a little longer. Next, we have a special guest. Mr. Miyamoto!
Hello, it's been a while. I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. I have a few things I'd like to share with you today, including some news. First, as you may have heard, the Super Mario Bros. Animated movie we're developing with Chris Meledandri from Illumination will release next spring. And Super Nintendo World, which is entering its 2nd year at Universal Studios Japan,
The
will also
announcement
open in
is
Hollywood,
Chris Pratt
California
is just
in the
going
US.
to voice
Recently,
everybody.
we've been working on the finishing touches for both.
Chris Pratt.
Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about
He's
Pikmin.
gonna be everybody.
It's been
Everybody,
over 20
like,
years
look,
since the first game.
Everybody
and we're
else
still
rage quit
working
the
on the
project.
series.
All that's left is Chris Pratt.
This
so he's
is
gonna do,
Pikmin
like,
Bloom.
30
It's
voices.
a smart device game we started with Niantic late last year, in which players all over the world are planting flowers. Here's a quick rundown of the game for those who have yet to play it.
He's gonna give him
Pikmin
a
Bloom
voice
is a smart
modulator.
device
He's
game
gonna
that
be
uses
everybody.
your
Peach,
location.
Bowser,
By walking
Yoshi,
outside, you
Luigi.
can find Pikmin, raise them, and plant flowers together. All you need to do is take it with you on your daily walks or outings. You can look back at the end of the day and see where you walked. Send out Pikmin and collect the items they found that day. And feed them nectar to increase their petals. So, how many steps did we take today? While you're out and about, you can also use the AR feature to take photos with Pikmin. Pikmin are all around you. Let's take a quick look at my screen. I have nearly 700 Pikmin. They love nectar. If you give Pikmin nectar like you see here, their flowers will bloom. You'll also see the number of steps you've taken that day.
Okay, since most people aren't going to be interested in what they're
Regarding the
showing
map,
right
the
now,
clouds will clear along the path
I'm
you
gonna
walk,
say something.
so you can keep a record of locations
I'm
you've
playing the
visited.
mobile port of Streets of Rage 4 right now.
I normally move around within Kyoto, but
somehow
I've also been going to
they
Osaka,
updated the game to
Universal
version
Studios
7,
Japan.
but you can't choose your alternate
I
moves
occasionally
anymore.
go to Tokyo as well.
So the
You'll say to
entire
yourself,
main
okay,
thing
this time I'll try
from
walking
the
here.
DLC,
It makes trips
which
and
is
walks
the
a
alternate
lot of fun.
moveset, you can't use
It's
it anymore.
a very easygoing play
doesn't
experience
let
you can
you choose
enjoy
it.
just by taking it with you.
So the game
I
is
hope
just
you'll try it out.
broken again.
Okay, now to the main
How
event.
does this keep happening?
Please take a look at this.
What are the testers doing? Like, the first minute of playing the game, it's easy to notice. Like, why can't I choose or change my moves? So now I have to wait another month or two for them to wait another month or two for them to fix that. Goodness gracious. Such a great game that it's being poorly taken care of. The mobile port, at least. And then the patch
That's right.
is just taking
Pikmin
forever
4
to
will
come out.
launch in 2023.
Sad.
We won't be showing any gameplay today. However,
We
you'll
won't be
able
showing
to
any
play like
gameplay
this,
today.
from the Pikmin's perspective near the ground.
I appreciate the transparency.
I also made a new t-shirt. Nintendo Switch has made controlling the game simpler, meaning you can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin
We won't be
gameplay.
showing any
We call
gameplay
it
today.
Dandori in Japanese, or strategically planning, deploying, and commanding the Pikmin. I hope you're
If only
all
other
looking
video
forward
game
to Pikmin
announcements
4.
could have that much
Thank you,
transparency.
Mr. Koizumi.
Like, look. This is going to be some
Thank you
outsourced
very
CG
much,
trailer
Mr. Miyamoto.
with not a
Now,
single second
let's
of
move on
gameplay.
to some more headlines.
Take your dancing game to the next level.
Let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa. In the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light.
Can you survive the season of death? As you
Radiant
cultivate
Silver
a
Gun,
peaceful
what?
farm life in the village of Lethe,
Shadow drops?
the season of death quietus continuously returns,
I
threatening
never
to
really got to
destroy
play that
all.
game. I played it on
Travel
Xbox
the world
360.
and find a way to put an
Really?
end to the calamity in this life simulation RPG. Along the way, allies with different motives will join your cause.
Yeah, so far I'm not seeing anything
While
I want.
facing numerous dangers,
My wallet's
you'll
safe
begin
so
to
far.
uncover the truth of this ill-fated world.
There's less than 10 minutes of this left.
After this
so
presentation, a demo containing the opening days of your farm's first season
so far
will be
my,
available on
my
Nintendo
wallet is
eShop.
safe.
Save data can be
Which is
transferred
ironic
to the
'cause I
full
actually
game
have some
once
money
purchased.
saved for this.
Harvestella launches on Nintendo Switch
I'm
November
not interested
4th.
in any of this at all. Not even a passing
Get
interest.
ready for a
All right, here we
devilishly
go.
good time.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
After 500 years, Umbra Witch Bayonetta was revived in the present day. In the first Bayonetta game, she clashed with angels to recover her lost memories. And in the second, confronted demons to save her best friend. Now, in this third installment, she'll fight to protect the world from the sudden invasion of man-made bioweapons called homunculi.
Don't worry, I know this song by heart.
She's gone from fighting for herself
Please show some
to fighting
gameplay.
for others. to fighting for the world.
Keep showing cutscenes, like
Those who have overcome their past histories with
talk about the
Bayonetta to fight
gameplay a little
alongside
bit,
her
like-
include the journalist Luca
marketing for this game is so
and another
frustrating.
Umbra witch, Jean.
Yeah, the cutscenes look great, but you know,
New
it is
ally
a
Viola
character
also
action
joins
game.
in on the action. A hair
Gameplay
raising,
matters.
demon summoning,
They're sending the message it doesn't
globe-trotting
matter.
adventure awaits in Bayonetta 3, launching on Nintendo
single
Switch
second of
October
gameplay.
28th. Pre-orders are available now on
pre-order.
Nintendo eShop.
No gameplay.
After today's Nintendo Direct, a new trailer delving more
All right.
into gameplay will launch
Finally.
on our official YouTube channel.
Jeez Louise, man.
A dark fantasy mystery abounds from the
game's
creators
like
of
a
Danganronpa.
little over a month away. There's been like no
Welcome to
gameplay
the
at all.
city of perpetual rain. Many cases remain unsolved in this corporate-controlled
It's like
metropolis.
they're copying the way that they market movies
Those who
now.
investigate are called master
just
detectives who
show
come
you
from all
everything
around the
in the
world.
trailer. I went to go see the recent Power Rangers movie, and I can tell you that trailers for that literally showed
Meet
like
Yuma,
all
an
of the action
amnesiac detective,
scenes. Almost all of it was shown in the trailer.
and Shinigami, the
Now,
spirit
to be fair, that
haunting him
that
after their
movie did
past.
have.
Dive
pretty
into these
decent character
unsolved
development.
cases as a trainee at the detective agency.
But if you're watching a Tokusatsu
Thoroughly
movie,
inspect each crime scene to gather
you know,
clues and
you watch it
evidence.
for the action. They showed
When
everything
you're
in the
ready,
trailer. They really did.
Shinigami
I know
will conjure
people,
a realm tying the crime scene to the truth.
people exaggerate that.
A mystery
No,
labyrinth.
with that movie, they
Overcome
definitely did.
obstacles and
doing
manifestations
that
of
with Bayonetta
mysteries
3,
to
like,
edge
just
closer
show, like,
to
probably
the
showed,
actual events.
Decent chunk of the cutscenes.
However,
but, like, no
mystery
gameplay.
phantoms will attempt to hinder your progress during each case. Avoid their barrage of falsehoods and slash through contradictions.
Hopefully that gameplay video
Uncover the
delivers.
secrets
It's
of
like
Master Detective Archives
not,
Rain Code, launching first on the Nintendo
edited,
Switch
heavily
system
edited,
spring
where they cut away every
2023.
few seconds. Hopefully it's just like there's somebody halfway
Enter
decent
the
playing
village if you dare.
Resident Evil 8 Cloud Edition.
The latest installment in the Resident
Yeah,
Evil
people are gonna be
series is
pissed
coming
about
to
this.
Nintendo Switch as a cloud version.
Cloud version.
Ethan Winters must
You have
face
to
the
pay them
horrors
money
of the village and its
stream the game
four
off a
fearsome
server.
lords to rescue his
You
abducted
can only use when you
daughter.
have really good internet.
Resident Evil
What a
Village
shit deal.
Cloud launches on Nintendo Switch October
Remember
28th.
when they
You can
announced
download
Sora
and try
for
out
Smash,
the free demo today on Nintendo
and then they come
eShop
out
to
and say
pre-order
that.
the full
It's
game.
like, yeah, great deal.
The Winter's Expansion
You don't even
DLC
own the game. It's not
containing a
even
new
running on the
third-person mode, additional story content, and more will launch December 2nd.
Like my neighbors don't have good internet,
Additionally,
so even if I was interested
3
in
other
this,
recent entries in the Resident
play it
Evil
over there.
series will
You could
be
only play
available
it
as
here.
cloud versions on
It's like,
Nintendo
well, I have a
Switch
gaming PC,
this
so-
year.
I wanted to play that game. I just pay the money to run it on my own machine. Cloud
It's an
editions are pretty.
action-packed lineup of Nintendo Switch games.
Cloud editions are pretty.
Vanquish
hilarious.
foes to
Wait,
avenge
what?
your father in this kung fu action brawler. By
Not gonna get this.
thrusting,
Look at that frame rate.
tricking, and parrying opponents, you'll break their stance
Look at
and
the
gain
frame
the upper
rate.
hand.
Oh man.
Fall in combat, and you'll get older and weaker. In turn, however,
Switch is getting
you'll
older
learn
and
new
weaker.
techniques to complete your mission. Can you exact revenge before your time runs out?
And you put out a new
Sifu
Switch.
pummels its way onto Nintendo Switch November 8th. Pre-orders
frame rate
begin
looks
today
tragic.
on Nintendo eShop. Experience the events leading up to Final Fantasy VII in this exhilarating action RPG. Zack Fair is a young and ambitious soldier operative aspiring to become a hero. Together with Sephiroth and Cloud, he investigates strange disappearances within his elite unit. This remaster features enhanced HD graphics, an updated combat system, and new soundtrack arrangements. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion launches on Nintendo Switch December 13th. The classic arcade shoot-'em-up Radiant Silvergun is coming to Nintendo Switch. Fire different types of weapons to take down waves of enemies. Defeat multiple enemies of the same color for a chain bonus, or take down differently colored ones for a secret bonus. Rack up these bonuses for a high score. Radiant Silvergun launches on Nintendo Switch later today. Recruit a team of shipwrecked heroes and make your way out of a derelict space station in this roguelike game set in the endless universe. But it's not as easy as it sounds. You'll have to fend off continuous waves of monsters as you make your way through procedurally generated levels. Complete various quests to unlock new heroes, weapons, station areas, and more. Up to 3 players in online co-op can attempt to escape their grim fate. Do you have what it takes? Endless Dungeon launches on Nintendo Switch next year.
What?
The journey of world
What?
regeneration begins
What?
anew.
It's not the Tales I want, though.
Remaster of Tales of Symphonia
What?
is coming to Nintendo Switch. The world of Silverrond is controlled
I don't
by
really wanna play
shadowy
this game
forces
again,
called
but
Descience.
it's cool to see them actually
a
care.
person known as the Chosen One must ascend the Tower
I'm not
of
really down
Salvation.
to play Symphonia again, to be honest.
Lloyd soon embarks on a journey with Colette, the current Chosen One, and his
Wonder if
childhood
it's still
friend
30
in this
FPS.
beloved action RPG. They'll meet allies along the way, like the wandering aristocrat Zelos,
Tales of
and the
Symphonia,
lumberjack who lost her emotions after an experiment.
preservation-wise,
Other
is really
allies
jacked
will
up.
also join the party.
because the GameCube one is the only one
fate
that
of
runs
two
at 60
interconnected
FPS.
worlds hangs in the balance.
The PS2 version runs at 30.
Tales of Symphonia Remastered begins its journey on Nintendo Switch early next year.
The PS3 and PC versions are based on PS2. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, I wish it was Destiny Remake or something. I'm not gonna buy that. Somebody else will have to buy a copy in my stead. I'm not interested in playing that game again. The stuff that comes after that, I'm like interested. At least it's something. And it makes sense because it was Nintendo exclusive for a long time. So no, that doesn't count as something I will buy. I'm not gonna buy that again. Especially if they don't uncap the frame rate. They actually put some effort into it, maybe. But nah, I was hoping for like Xelia or Destiny Remake or something. Favorite Tales
Kirby's
games?
Return to Dreamland Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Xelia 2, Vesperia.
One day, a spaceship crash
Those are, like,
lands
top
on
tier.
planet
Destiny
Popstar.
Remake.
To help
Heartsar,
Magalore
Innocent
return to
Czar.
his home planet, Kirby and his friends set
Strictly
off
from a
on an
gameplay
adventure.
standpoint, not
In
story.
addition to sword, whip, and
Those are,
other
like,
familiar
top
copy
tier
abilities,
Tales games to
a
me.
new mecha copy ability makes its debut. Blast foes from a distance, or punch them up close. It's packed with other powerful moves as well. The game supports local play for up to 4 players on the same system.
Yeah, the Vesperia
Plus,
port is
everyone can
is
play
good.
as Kirby while using their favorite copy abilities.
It's always on sale like every week.
There's
too,
also
like
a collection of
$12
sub-games
or
to
some
play.
shit. It's worth it.
This includes the new sub-game Magalore's Tome
There are
Trackers,
some mods on PC, but
and returning ones like
kind of got to go
Samurai
out of your way
Kirby.
to install them. So
All
I
sub-games
don't care
can be
about
played
that.
with up
Switch
to 4
version's fine.
players.
It's just I pre-ordered and bought that game day one because I'm a hardcore
An
Tales
adventure
fan.
of deluxe
It crashed
proportions
a lot.
awaits.
It crashed a ton, and I like didn't want to
Kirby's
play it on
Return to
Switch. I ended
Dreamland
up buying the
Deluxe
game
launches
again
on the
PC.
Nintendo Switch system
It
February
crashed a lot,
24th,
but
2023.
They fixed that since,
Pre-orders
as far as I
begin
know.
today on Nintendo eShop.
Yeah, the Switch port was rough when it came out.
As part of Kirby's 30th
very
anniversary,
unstable.
a remake of Kirby's
frame rate
Return
was
to
fine.
Dreamland will be released.
But
We hope you're looking forward to this game.
problem Vesperia is
Thank you for
it's not
watching
really designed to
today's
crash.
Nintendo Direct.
So there's stuff like the post-game dungeon that
This
you
next
can't
trailer
save
will
for
be
a
our
long
last
time.
announcement.
It crash.
Please
lose
take
everything.
a look.
So I've heard people say that the gameplay they show for this is like not possible on the current Switch. So I think this will be a repeat of the last few Zelda games. Or they'll put it on the old console, but then it like sucks to play it on there, so you gotta go upgrade. It's like they're gonna need some kind of AAA game to get people to upgrade. Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all. I guess that's when the new Switch is gonna come out next May. Like, pretty obvious. Well, with Twilight Princess, it was, Twilight Princess was basically like the intended way to play that game. They just kind of half-assed Wii remote controls into that, and they like flipped the game around. Yeah, the intended way was to play on the GameCube. It's just they didn't really have any big AAA stuff for the Wii when it launched, so it kind of just threw together a port for that. Breath of the Wild, the best way to play that game is the Wii U version, with emulation. There's the mods, there's like the randomizer for it, there's 60 FPS support. But in terms of actual intended way, the Switch is better. I know that the speedrunners play the game on Switch because it loads faster. But yeah, that game is probably going to be what they use to get people to upgrade. Because it's pretty obvious, even though the Switch successor is not really announced yet. And when they do announce it, it's going to be a lot like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, where it's like, it's the same thing but better. It's just going to be a straight upgrade. There's no way they're going to divide their install base that much. Like, everything will be backwards compatible. So I could see that happening with that new Breath of the Wild game, where it's probably going to suck to play on the current Switch we have now, but the new one, it'll probably be like 60 FPS or something. They said later today. I don't know what the hell that means. Yeah, I didn't really see anything I wanted. I would be excited for Tales, but I don't really want to play Symphonia again. And also the problem is that Tales of Symphonia preservation-wise really sucks, because they did port that game to PC. It's just there's only one version of the game that runs at 60 FPS, which for a Tales game matters. You know, Final Fantasy and stuff, like, you know, Final Fantasy VII runs at like 15 FPS in battles, but like it doesn't really matter because it's turn-based. It's very like basic turn-based combat. There's no like just dodges or anything like Mario and Luigi. But when they put the game on PS2, they capped it at 30 FPS because I guess the PS2 couldn't handle it. Every version that's released since then, they've ported the game to PS3 and PC. They're all based on the PS2 version, which is they do have some new content in that version, but it's locked at 30 FPS. So it's like I seriously doubt that port is going to get that kind of effort put into it, because it's obviously like what happened with the Kingdom Hearts games. So when they ported those games over to PS4, they made it run. They did make it run at 60 FPS, but because the game logic is tied to the frame rate, there were a lot of problems, and they had to patch it like 3 times. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that they're porting that. It makes sense because That was one of the big like third-party GameCube games, really. That and Resident Evil 4 were like probably like the biggest third-party ports. Not ports, but well, both of those games were exclusive to GameCube for a couple years. I kind of wish it was something else, but you know, it's Bamco. They're gonna put the least amount of effort possible. We're gonna port something you can already play on PC. I would be shocked if they make it run at 60 FPS. If they did, then it would essentially replace the GameCube version. But that game, preservation-wise, is really weird because it's like they have ported it, they have preserved the game. You can go buy it on PC, and you'll be able to play it until the end of time, pretty much. It's just they keep using an inferior version of the game to port it. So this will be like the third time that that's happened. Well, no, actually, it'll be the fourth time because the PS2 version, then PS3, and then PC, and then Switch. So. Anyway, I think I'll play a little bit of Dust Diver. I'm going to see if that gameplay for Bayonetta is out. If it is, we'll watch that. Otherwise, I'm going to play a little bit of Dust Diver and probably go back to bed. Just give me a moment here. I'm like looking for this gameplay. Yeah, I wish I was more excited for that, but it's a bummer. Sifu as well. I would play that game on Switch, but the frame rate looks horrendous because it's an Unreal Engine 4 game, so yeah, I don't want to buy that again. I'm not going to lie. Sifu doesn't really have that many mods either. It's mostly cosmetic mods, which is cool in a way because you kind of just play a silent martial artist. So there's like lots of characters you can mod in, and it kind of makes it fun. But there's like not that much gameplay mods for it. I would definitely buy that again, but I don't want to play that at like 20 FPS. I'll pass. Yeah, I'm not seeing this gameplay. I'm not subscribed to Nintendo on YouTube. Let me check. Let's see if it's up now. Otherwise, we'll play some Dust Diver New Game Plus. Check that out. Let's see. They got it up yet? Nah, it ain't up yet. I think the funniest thing, worst things they announced was the Resident Evil games cloud versions. Like, it's such a shit deal. You need good Wi-Fi, and then you're playing games where the timing and stuff matters. So you're paying like $50 to stream the game. It's not running on the hardware. I heard that the Kingdom Hearts cloud ports were like horrendously bad. I find it laughable when they do that. It's like, yeah, people want this on the Switch, but look, the Switch can't run this game. It can't even run it at like 30 FPS barely. So here's this shit cloud version, which is such a shitty deal. Like that, and then the ROMs for the N64. I like how they only announced like 9 of them, and it's gonna take them like a year to put those in. They don't even like touch the games up at all. That's what's hilarious about it. I definitely think that the emulation scene, they like to brag about downloading the ROMs and stuff. I don't like to do that. I would like those games to be preserved properly. You know, make them run at a better frame rate, have like online play, increase the resolution and stuff, and maybe do a little bit of quality of life, because you know those games are like 25 years old at this point. But no, they just give you the ROMs and they make you pay for a paid service. It's like, it's a shit deal. It is. It's a shame because those are good games, but Nintendo with their virtual console shit, they just the least amount of effort possible. It's sad. It really is. You really are getting a crappy deal. Like, it really is better to just download the ROMs. Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, especially, those have like 60 FPS source ports on PC, and you don't need a crazy PC to run them. Like, that's way better than paying for their service. Yeah, emulation people, they like to really brag. It's like, oh, I have like 3,000 games on my phone. Like, shit, I do too, but I don't like to brag about it. My stance on it is, I would love to pay for these games legally if they made a port of them that actually had effort put into it. Like 60 FPS, unlock the frame rate, increase the resolution, have like online play for stuff like Mario Party and GoldenEye. Maybe some minor quality of life changes if the game needs it. No, if you're just gonna dump the ROMs in an emulator, I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm sorry, because it's been proven that you can make old ass games. You can charge like $30 for them and put effort into it, and people will buy it. The Mega Man Zero ZX collection, like those ports are so good that speedrunners use them. And you know, speedrunners need things to be like pretty much perfect. They need the glitches to not be patched. They need there to be like no input lag or anything that like impacts the speedrun. Both the Mega Man Zero ZX collection and the Castlevania Advance collection, the speedrunners use those. Those are good ports. That's worth $20-$30 in my opinion. Like they went the extra mile, they added new stuff, they like preserved like everything. That's worth the money. It's stuff like what that Symphonia remaster looks like, where they didn't even uncap the frame rate, so it's going to be the fourth version of that game that is not better than the GameCube version that came out almost 20 years ago. That's what it looks like anyway. I'd like to be proven wrong, but we're on the fourth port of that game, and they have not fixed that problem where if you don't care about the extra content, it's still better to go download a ROM and just play it in Dolphin. Oh, there's gameplay up. Okay. We'll go ahead and watch that. One moment. We'll watch that, and then I'll play some Dust Diver, and I'm going to go to bed. Alright. Hold on. Oh, wow. 8 minutes. That's what this game desperately needed. Give me a second. We'll go ahead and watch this. Play some Dust Diver. Non-English? Yeah, I don't really care about that. Can probably dissect it myself. Oh, it's a Japanese one. I can probably understand a little bit more of that. We'll load that one. I don't speak any Italian. I have, like, rudimentary Japanese knowledge. I can read and speak a little bit of it, but Italian, no. I don't speak any Italian.
「華麗に舞うこの女性は魔女ベヨネッタ」そのサディスティックな言動とは裏腹にプレイヤーの操作には従順です。
Whereas Orochi 4 Ultimate runs good on Switch? No, it does not. It does not, no. Sorry to break it to you, it runs really badly. It's like barely 30 FPS. It's playable. Depends on what your definition of good is.
突然襲いかかってくる人造生態兵器ホムンクルス。これらの敵を蹴散らしながら進んでいきます。基本攻撃は各ボタンに割り当てられた。
Hold on, let me pause this, see if the English one is up. I didn't realize it was commentated. It might be something I want to hear in there. Yeah, give me a second. Let's check the US branch or UK one. No, they don't have it on the the American one. I can try like the UK site or something. So if you guys can find an English version of this, I would appreciate it. I'm looking for it right now. No, the UK one doesn't have anything. Alright, we'll just watch this. Lagging behind, I guess. Alright, there we go.
銃撃組み合わせたり連打するだけで連続攻撃に初めてプレイする方でも華麗なコンボを繰り出せます
Alright, so the enemies aren't
もちろん
taking out of
攻撃ばか
combos.
りがベヨネッタではありません
These look like the
敵の攻撃
basic
を
enemy
タイミン
though.
グよくかわすと周囲の時の流れが遅くなるウィッチタイムが発動隙だらけの敵を一気呵成に攻め立てるチャンスとなりますギリギリでかわせばウィッチタイムは長くなるので敵の動きをよく見て紙一重の回避を狙うのがポイント
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's why.
手軽な連撃と狙いすました回避2つのアクションを駆使して襲いかかる脅威に立ち向かいます
誰がご主人様かわかっ
Try Australia. Alright, I'll try that. So, the first thing I'm noticing is they're not taking out of combos, which was like the biggest problem with Bayonetta 2. It's like they made the movesets more varied. The first Bayonetta kind of has like, oh wow, that was a very good call. It's up in Australia. All right, we'll watch that instead. All right, we'll watch this back.
Does anyone mind if I cut in? Wouldn't want to step on anyone's toes.
She's stylish, she's deadly, she's Bayonetta. This Umbran Witch talks a big game, and with your divine intervention, she'll slay anyone who stands in her way.
Why don't I try a more attentive approach?
Bayonetta's quest will take her to all sorts of places. And while exploring locales such as this one, mysterious creatures will attack without warning. Time for Bayonetta to do what she does best. Use different buttons to execute punches, kicks, and fire Bayonetta's guns. Pull off multiple attacks using different button combinations, or by pressing them repeatedly. Even new players can perform hair-raising combos with ease. Of course, there's more to Bayonetta than just attacking. Dodge incoming attacks at just the right moment to activate Witch Time, slowing down time for a brief moment. Seize this opportunity to dish out some serious damage. The effects of Witch Time last longer if you dodge at the last possible moment, so study your enemy's movements carefully and time those dodges perfectly. Combine powerful attacks and Bayonetta's unique Witch Time ability to eliminate threats in style.
Seems like you're ready for the leash.
Even Umbran witches need a little extra help when taking on larger-than-life monsters. Time to summon an infernal demon. Take control of these demonic darlings to wallop enemies with mighty moves. Bayonetta is exposed to attacks while summoning, so be sure to keep an eye on her as well. You also want to keep an eye on this gauge too, as summoning demons consumes Bayonetta's magic. Knowing when to switch between commanding infernal demons and controlling Bayonetta is a wicked way to keep your foes on their toes. Infernal demons can even intervene to bolster combos. Have your infernal demons stun an enemy, then follow up with one of Bayonetta's exhilarating torture attacks. Ouch. Use the Wink Slave skill to add a fiendish finisher at the end of a combo.
Okay, we'll watch that too. We'll watch that too.
Or conjure up an otherworldly ally to counter an incoming attack with the Assault Slave skill.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Try triggering Witch Time as Bayonetta, then switch to your Infernal Demon to land some heavy blows. Combining Bayonetta's abilities with the might of Infernal Demons is truly a match made in heaven.
This looks like V from Devil May Cry 5.
The demonic delights don't
right.
end there. By
Like,
channeling the
she
power
doesn't
of
suck to
demons
play by
bound to her
herself.
weapons, Bayonetta can transform her appearance and access show-stopping
Summoner
new
in a
abilities.
character action game isn't a terrible idea. It's just a DMC5 they didn't execute
For
it
example,
properly.
adding
This
an
looks
extra
cool. I
oomph
don't know
at
how
the end
well
of your
it'll work in
combos,
high-level
or
gameplay,
unleash
but
powerful special attacks like
so
this.
far I'm pretty impressed.
Each of Bayonetta's weapons inhabit different infernal demon powers. Switching weapons in the heat of battle will not only increase Bayonetta's moveset, but also allow more demons to join the fray. The abilities of infernal demons can also be used while exploring to find new locations and battles off the beaten path. No matter what the odds, use Bayonetta's stylish moves and the power of the infernal demons to come out on top.
Surprised at how well it's running. It actually doesn't look too bad.
When clearing a chapter, you'll receive a result based on your performance. Show them you can slay in style and aim for the highest score possible.
You want some too? Fine. It's bacon time!
I hate this character's
The
design.
mysterious witch in training, Viola, holds the key to this story. Wielding a sword and magical darts, Viola's approach to combat is slightly different to the titular witch. For example, Viola can activate Witch Time by blocking incoming attacks at the right time. She can also summon a powerful ally in the form of the infernal demon bound to her sword, Cheshire. While Cheshire is summoned, Viola fights barehanded and without the aid of Witch Time, while her capricious kitty goes to town on any enemy it can get its paws on. Switch between Viola's swordplay and Cheshire-supported strikes to bring the fight to any situation. You can change the difficulty
Training mode.
settings at any time to suit you.
Training
In
mode.
addition to the 3
That's
difficulty
huge.
modes shown here, there's also a
That's
special
huge.
accessory for those in need
Is
of
it
a
a good
helping
training
hand
mode, though?
to stay on top of the action. Equip it, and you can target foes and dispatch them with graceful moves by simply pressing one button. It's a great option for those who only want a taste of battle and to focus on enjoying the story. Can't wait to tap into Bayonetta's naughtier side? Even more over-the-top moves and combos await you, each one more beautiful and brutal than the last. Get ready for a devilishly good time that'll leave you bewitched.
Always Just saw getting a turret in over your section. My PTSD is
Bayonetta
kicking in.
3 launches October 28th,
Give me
only
a
on
demo.
Nintendo Switch.
No demo, huh? Well, it looks better than I thought it would. Bayonetta 2 is very, it's not a bad game, but there's lots of things wrong with it. There's a video you can watch. It's in my Discord if you scroll up a little bit. I recommend watching that video. Some people don't know why fans don't like that game. There's very legitimate reasons for it. It's a frustrating game because it's not just straight trash. Like there are some things about it that are massively improved, but unfortunately the combat in that game is it's a mess. It's very jank and not really the best designed. What they showed of 3, that's all I really wanted. I just wanted to see the game lightly edited and talk about the mechanics a little bit, because the marketing for Bayonetta 3 has been not the best. I still would like to see unedited gameplay before the game releases, but I'm content with that. I think that they showed enough. They actually showed you a decent brunt of the new mechanics. So they also showed enemies not teching out of combos at all, so combo game won't be ruined like it was in Bayonetta 2. So far, anyway. It's hard to tell, because those like mannequin type enemies are probably like the lowest class enemy. They're probably like the what's it called? The hell enemies in the DMC games, where they have like no juggle restrictions. But I saw her juggle a big enemy, so we'll see. Anyway, there's one more thing to watch before I play some Dust Diver. We'll see. Yeah, I don't want to get too excited yet, but it's not completely dire. Who told you that? Oh, you don't have to send me money to join the Discord. I don't know who told you. I don't know where you got that from. Here, I'm gonna join. Probably like 80% of the people in there have never sent me a single cent. I don't do shit like that. Like to withhold content from people and force them to send me money. It's not the way I do things. You can join if you want. There's a link. Especially lately, I haven't really been making any heavy-duty content. That's something else to be excited about. It said it's supposed to come out in the next few weeks, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, in terms of the Direct, the only thing I really wanted was Bayonetta 3, which I already knew I was going to buy it. I'm glad they finally showed some gameplay. I hope it will. I hope it will deliver. So Bayonetta 2 has some really terrible design. What they showed seems like they have expanded the mechanics, and they look fun. It looks like there's some depth to them. It's not just summon the demon and mash buttons. There's like actual nuance and skill involved, so that's cool. They tried that with DMC5 and it just did not work well. V just didn't feel fun to control. The summons felt unresponsive, and then he had like barely any tools. So it's cool to see another character action game try having summoner-based stuff instead of just melee attacks. For what we've seen so far, it looks good. I think my main concern will be if it's better than everything else, because that's kind of what Bayonetta 2 was like. Just spamming the Umbran climax like killed everything, and the changes they made to the battle system with them like teching out of combos all the time kind of made a more skillful playstyle kind of implausible. So we'll see what happens there, I guess. I don't really know what to expect, but it's good for them to finally show some gameplay. They've been like really drip feeding anything resembling gameplay for months now. So I heard a rumor that there was supposed to be a demo, but I think that was from some leaker that doesn't actually have any inside information. Probably just made that up to get engagements on social media. But yeah, it looks better than I thought it would be, so that's cool. We're going to play a little bit of this, and I'm going to go back to bed. That's a progression of this stream from this point. Play a little bit of this, and I'm going to go back to bed. I only got like 3 hours of sleep. I'm off today. I don't have kitty sitting today, so I can do some DGen gaming, but I am pretty tired, so play a little bit of this. And yeah, Dan and FNS LNS Ultimate was kind of weird because it's using the Street Fighter 2 Shotokan sprite. It's kind of weird.
すべて私のお手製だよ。 悪く思う。やったいつもの災いみたいだね。これなら楽勝だよ。
ユウもまた悪い癖が出てるぞ。調子に乗るといいことないって言ってる。
分かってるよ。ただ言ってみたかっただけ。真面目に行くよ。
そうだ行くぞ。まだだ。死ね。
ああ、俺が。
本当にカプセルが動いた。
じゃ入ってみるか。奥に通じる道があるといいんだが。
なんだか強そうな災いだね。面倒な相手は嫌だな。
だから仕事だ仕事。続けて攻撃すれば相手はヘラスできないから面倒じゃない。こいつ痛かったか。なんだ。
止める。
倒れなさい。変わるな。そこに。逃がさない。はっはっとはーっ。やっ。あとは倒れなさい。どこを見てる？
Skip this cutscene.
「俺が変わろう。せーや行くぞ。受けてみろ。逃がさん。こいつ。まだだ。よっ。
Probably like the best looking dungeon in this game. You can tell they probably designed this dungeon really early on in development. They wanted there to be like more gimmicks and stuff, but then the game progresses and they kind of realize that like, well, you can't do that for every dungeon because like pretty much no No game does. No game really does that. At best, you'll have a couple, like, dungeons like that, but generally it's mostly, you kind of get reined in after a while, because the dungeons are expensive to make when you do stuff like that. Tales of Xillia 1 is a good example of that game. The last dungeon in that is literally just a straight line. I think Tales of Arise Final Dungeon is kind of an example of not having any more money either. Like, they really just tried to pad out the game. Here's this Ultra Instinct version of this lizard you fought like 18 trillion times, and we just gave it a couple digits of health. So the battles are like really exhausting. But yeah, I'm going back to the beginning of this game. I'm definitely noticing that they probably got told, like, you can't do that for every dungeon. You gotta, like, not do that.
ユモ、やるな。気をつけるんだ。やるな。
Tales of Xillia 2, final dungeon was pretty much just a straight line. The way that they did it in that game was... It was random which path was the right one.
エアホッケーは二度とやらん。
家計の足しにはならないし、ちょっと虚しい気分。お姉ちゃん、なんだか切ない。
コインゲットだ。あいつ店長みたいになってしまった。
聞こえてるぞ、いいよ。
Can't skip these cutscenes. Why could I not skip that?
Go to show
もう長ちゃんのバカ。聞こえてるんだって。
邪魔だ。行くぞ。まだだ。
頑張るぞ。どれそれで鉄拳制裁。飛ばすよ。おっと。そこよ。敵ね。慎重に行くわ。どこを見たの？
まだだ。皆さん。リズムに乗るぞ。
頑張るぞ。相手だ。それそれで。鉄拳制裁。敵発見。みんな戦いの準備を。飛ばすよ。
Why is this not continuing? I hate when this game does this. Just doesn't continue. Just keeps going. Why do they keep respawning? Good.
店にも一台あってもいいかもな。どう考えてもここはおかしい。 構造まるでガキの悪ふざけだ。
前にベーダ姉が優先長で暴走した時水没してたよね。あれもすごかったね。
店長が言うようにコンロンは応急措置で優先長をギリギリで安定させてるだけだ。だから何者かが
This is
紛
like
れ
the best
込むの
dungeon.
はありえないことじゃない。
Could tell
気
they
をつけよう。
probably had the director come in and tell them, like, look, you can't make every dungeon like that. The budget for this game is going to get out of control if you do that. I haven't played this part since the game came out months ago. It's very apparent. Like, yeah, we're not gonna let you do that. This game's gonna have to sell like 30,000 more copies or something to make money. The dungeons at the end, I felt, were pretty padded out. Unfortunately, it wasn't in an interesting way like this, where there's like actual gimmicks and stuff. But like doesn't overstay its welcome. It definitely did overstay its welcome. Like that ice dungeon with the really shitty platforming that felt I got tired of that really fast. Hopefully if they make another one of these they can find a better balance. It's like none of the gimmicks in here are like too annoying. It's enough to give the dungeon personality, but it's not like it's not overbearing. So I've played some shit dungeons in my time. There's nothing in this game that's that bad. There's some that get close, but it's interesting how much more they put into this first dungeon when you've actually seen the rest of the game and you've played it to completion. Like yeah, we can't have you spending like 2 months per dungeon. You gotta speed it up.
またおなじみのこいつだ。
了解。やっどこを見てる。水まだ俺と相手やるな。終わりだ。とどみに刻む。こいつ僕の番のレンジャー裏。トリプル鉄拳正解とやったらへいや間一髪また敵が現れてる。私が行くそこよ。遅い。ほらランクやっと外さない。
I hope they do make another one of these. I just hope that they balance the defensive options better. That's the worst thing about this game is the combat is good. I mean, there's higher budget games than this that have much worse combat. I think they did a good job with that, but the counter system in this game just sucks. It's terrible. The timing makes like no sense, especially if you played like literally any other action game that teaches you, like, hey, you need to be patient and wait and not attack, and you know, push the button at the right time to get a big punish and like an advantage. In this game, it's like you push the button, but it's when the character flashes red that the counter works. It's really awkward, which essentially means that the timing is different for literally every character. So you have a parry mechanic it's universal, but it's also not at the same time. The only one that feels good to block with is Leo, and he kind of sucks to play because he's slow. But yeah, if you want to parry in this game, you have to have Leo in your party. It's basically the only practical way. The thing that makes it worse is there is no witch time cooldown in this. It's pretty much like Bayonetta. If you just dodge the attack, you'll get witch time. So most of the time, you just want to dodge the red attacks, because you get witch time and you can get a decent punish off that. Going for the counter, it doesn't really get you killed, but you just take damage and it feels shitty, because in like literally any other game, you would get the counter animation, but in this game you don't. I think that's like the main thing they need to improve. This new game plus is pretty sick. How much shit they give you to play with. I mean, basically get like 4 new characters to play as. That part is good, but countering in this game sucks. It's embarrassingly bad. So hopefully they'll patch this game again. It's not a good feeling when you know that you did it right, but the game mechanics kind of like don't let you, they don't give you what you want.
どちらにせよ目の前の災いを倒す
新たな敵か。
痛かったか。
おっと。悪く思う。
のけろ。逃がさないぜ。そら。そんな
水をとどめん。
痛かったか。なんとか片付いたな。店に戻ろう。
ご愁傷様。キリがないね。俺ってすごくね。
私が行く。行く。レッツ。みんなお前は飛ばすよ。いや。
I want to try his counter.
もしダメなら無理せず俺に任せろ。
僕は大丈夫だよ。リオおじさん一人任せられないよ。倒れなさい。
俺の前にそんなもんなんてね。俺が変わらない。
飛ばすよ。
後悔しても遅い。その身に刻む。
どこを見てる。
まだだ。
バッキー。僕の番だね。はっへいや。はっ飛ばすよ。はっよっ。飛ばすよ。はっへいや。1、2、3。いただき。
Alright, that's gonna do it for now, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get some rest. I might actually just jump straight back into this. Other backlog stuff I want to do is Unsouled. I need to go back and finish that game. Especially because the roguelike mode isn't out yet. I had this and Unsouled are like my two big backlog games right now. Spider-Man doesn't count. I found out that I can't play that while I'm streaming because XSplit like makes the game lag for some reason. Even if I have it open, like not just when I'm streaming, if I have the game open at all, it does that. So until I can fix that, that game is going to be off stream only, unfortunately. which means that I kind of don't want to play it right now because they might fix it later. But I'll look into solutions for that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying playing this again. It's surprising how much new shit there is. Because I've played a number of games in like the past year and a half where the New Game Plus is like nothing new and it doesn't even scale up, so it's just this weird victory run kind of thing. Tales of Arise was like that, but that was kind of just a byproduct of, hey, we realized Tales side quests suck. There's way too many arbitrary cutoff points that don't make sense. So when you remove that, it kind of also has the problem of they didn't really make any new content to do. So you do everything in one playthrough and there's nothing to do but victory run stuff. This actually has like whole new stuff to do. I'm surprised. And this is a game made by a small team with like a fraction of the budget. It's cool to see stuff like this come out. Definitely support games like this. If you like Tales games, I think rather than waiting for Namco to get their shit together, play stuff like that. It's out right now. That game is really solid. I am glad I waited months to play it though. It seems like they fixed a lot of the balancing issues. I think the main thing they need to fix is the counters are trash in that game. They are the worst feeling counters I've ever experienced, and I've played countless action games. The counters are just embarrassingly bad. I'm hoping that they won't wait for a whole nother game to fix that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. After I get some rest, have some lunch, get some sleep, we'll probably play some more of that, or I still have Ultra Age and Unsouled backlogged. I need to finish both of those games, so that's probably what I'll be working on for the rest of this month, is working on those games. It'll probably only take like a week or two. If I can get Spider-Man running, I might have to resort to using other streaming software. We'll look into that as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.